Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Golf Race Fuels Racing Zone presented by Stone Ridge Specialty Insurance here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. We're also streaming live on TrackTune. I'm joined now by Lucas Chapman, a 12-year-old driver here who has his car on display at Motorama this weekend in the yesterday's Speedways booth. So you raced in bone stock last season and had a busy off-season, busy winter, building an OSCAAR Hot Rod to race this year. So I guess, first of all, looking back to last year racing the bone stock, how would you describe your 2025 season?
It went pretty well. There was a couple wrecks I had pretty badly. I did a couple Frost Fest races, and it went okay.
All right, so yeah, some different variety of experience there. Were there any sort of tracks or races that stood out to you compared to others?
Mostly Frost Fest, because there's a lot of more drivers than Grand Bend, because Grand Bend only had a few. Frost Fest had like 40 or 50 cars.
Okay, so yeah, big field there, and I definitely know one of the marquee late season events there too, the second to last, major short track one of the season. So you've kept busy off the track as well. You went to an airplane meet. You had your car at school, must be a pretty cool thing to show off to some of your classmates who might not be familiar with what you do outside of school, and got to go down to PRI as well in Indianapolis. So what were those experiences like?
PRI was fun to go to, but there's a lot of walking. And then when I took my car to my school, there's a lot of kids wanted to see it, and some kids didn't. But it was nice to bring it there.
Were there any of your, I guess, classmates who that was their first time experiencing that, seeing a race car in front of them?
Most of them, yes, but some of them, no.
All right, so that's a cool experience for them there. So you got the hot rod ready, unveiled it here this weekend at Motorama, first time being shown publicly. How much work went into building that car?
A lot, because we had to build the body, and then one day we took it out of the garage to step back to see it, and then I made the paint scheme from ChatGPT.
Wow.
And we had to mostly try to get ready for Motorama. It was coming up quickly, and then I was going to get a motor ready, but we ran out of time.
Yeah, that's got to be, I guess, a different way to do it now with the younger generations through the AI and having that sort of do the design for you there. But what do you like most about building cars?
Mostly tin and welding.
I believe Rick Sharples from yesterday's Speedway said that besides the roll cage, you pretty much had your hand involved in every other element of building this car. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I guess as far as that, is there anything that you like, any component, any car that you like, part of the car you like more than the other building?
I like building the engine and then doing the tin.
Another cool thing being here today at Motorama, it's WD-40 Students Day, so we try to show a lot of these high school kids coming on their field trips about getting involved in the trades. So I guess just to get a perspective of another young person here, and even me myself, I really don't know anything about the inner workings of a car. So you mentioned there the engine. So how much have you learned with all this building over the off-season?
Mostly a lot, how my dad's teaching me how to do it when I'm older, when I build my own car, and I could help kids to help figure out.
Yeah, so you'll be able to learn that over time, I guess, more off seasons of building cars, and this will be your first season in the OSCAAR Hot Rods. What are you most looking forward to about this season?
I'm most looking forward is racing against new drivers and some drivers that I really want to race against when I was younger.
Another thing that's sort of interesting here is the fact that we have these hot rods that are all very vintage style of cars, and here you're at 12 years old, and that's what you're racing. So what stood out to you about the hot rod? What appealed to you to want to race this?
Just so I step up and try get into faster cars than staying in one for a whole year.
Is there anything about the style of car that sort of stood out?
Um, Not really, but sometimes I like building cars than just racing them.
So the hot rod's on display here in the yesterday's Speedways booth, and I know there's a bit of a funny story of how you got involved with yesterday's Speedways. How did that happen?
I was going to be in the OSCAAR booth, but he did too many spots, and so yesterday Speedway called us and asked if I could be in their booth.
And you, it started out at least the first time that you met them with the racing the slot cars, and they have for I think it's the third straight year having that slot car track. So what was that sort of like, racing that and getting to know about some of these past tracks?
It's pretty fun, and I talked to them for a little bit, and then I went back to my car to talk to some people. And this year, it's nice to be in their booth.
And where can people find out more and follow your racing efforts?
Mostly my Instagram or Facebook or TikTok.
All right, so people have to look out for that there. Lucas Chapman, 12-year-old racer who will be in the OSCAAR Hot Rods this season, has his car on display in the yesterday's Speedways booth this weekend in Motorama. Thank you for speaking with me, and good luck this season.
Thank you.